Hey everyone, and welcome to Eventful Australia. This is part of the Eventful World 2026 series by EventZR, pronounced EventSir, where we are covering 249 destinations where live events absolutely define the travel experience. Let's jump right into this, because Australia has built something truly incredible. We aren't just talking about a busy calendar here, we are looking at a self-sustaining ecosystem that functions completely independently of mass tourism volumes.
Picture this. It's 7:30 p.m. on the last Saturday in September. Exactly 100,024 people fall completely silent inside the Melbourne Cricket Ground. The umpire bounces the ball, and the AFL Grand Final erupts into 3 hours of controlled chaos. You can literally feel the roar of that crowd vibrating right in your chest. This single event generates an estimated $300 million in economic impact for Victoria alone. It is just a perfect example of sensory-rich, high-stakes competition.
Exactly. And that dual reality is what makes this so fascinating. Whether you're a traveler hunting once-in-a-lifetime experiences or an event planner looking for your next destination, Australia has something extraordinary waiting for you. They've built an event tourism economy that proves you can't just read about these moments on a screen, you truly must experience it live.
Totally. Let's start with the sports calendar, which absolutely defines their global identity. Every January, Melbourne hosts the Australian Open. As the world's very first Grand Slam of the year, it acts as the ultimate anchor for the entire international sports and competition calendar, bringing incredible summer energy and fierce global rivalries right to the city.
And this number brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of that demand. The Australian Open draws over 900,000 fans. That staggering attendance figure makes it an absolute must-book ticket for experience-seeking travelers who want to kick off their year completely immersed in world-class athletic drama.
Okay, let's shift gears to see how this builds into the cultural space. From late May to mid-June, we have Vivid Sydney. This is the world's largest festival of light, music, and ideas. The entire city, including the iconic Sydney Opera House, transforms into this breathtaking, interactive nighttime canvas that totally redefines how you see the harbor. And the scale here is hard to wrap your head around until you see the numbers. More than 2.5 million attendees annually. The visual spectacle of the harbor glowing with neon art and laser light installations proves exactly why this visually stunning event demands that you experience it live. Right, now let's pivot to the industry side of things for a second. If you're an event planner or a destination management company, you really need to know what makes Australia so structurally compelling as a hosting destination. It's not just the events themselves, it's the ironclad infrastructure supporting them from the ground up.
Let's break down the MIC infrastructure. You've got the ICC Sydney, offering 35,000 square meters of space with floor-to-ceiling glass framing the harbor bridge. I mean, that gives you a production backdrop that is basically art direction all on its own. You have the world-class purpose-built MCEC in Melbourne and the Adelaide Convention Centre. Together, they allow Australia to bid competitively across 3 distinct time zones. Add in 280,000 hotel rooms and a domestic aviation network connecting 180 unique event hosting cities, and the logistics are practically flawless.
The logistics are amazing for sure. But let's jump back into that visceral traveler appeal. Every March, the roaring engines of the Australian Grand Prix take over Albert Park in Melbourne. Formula One returning to the track is a massive, high-octane draw that sets the tone for the racing season globally. The smell of burning rubber and the deafening speed make it a completely unforgettable rush.
This event alone anchors Australia's adventure, outdoor, and expedition category, pulling in over 400,000 attendees across the 4-day race weekend. If you ever wanted a masterclass in staging a premium, adrenaline-fueled international event, this is exactly it.
Then we have the vibrant cultural heartbeat of the nation, the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras, running from late February into early March. This isn't just a parade, guys. It's a massive, joyous takeover of the city that champions inclusion, self-expression, and pure celebration.
Over 300,000 spectators line Oxford Street for this event. It proudly stands as one of the world's largest LGBTQI+ celebrations. The atmosphere is completely electric, welcoming, and culturally significant on a massive global scale. The streets are just packed with music, color, and an infectious energy you really can't find anywhere else.
And for something entirely different, we look to Hobart in mid-June for Dark Mofo. Centered around the winter solstice, this winter arts festival offers provocative, immersive public feasting, contemporary art, and live music. It's dark, It's fascinating, and it leans entirely into the chill of the season, making you embrace the freezing night air to create a totally unique travel motivator. So, Host A just showed you the massive anchor events, but how do we operationalize this? Look at multi-city touring models for younger audiences, like the music festival Spilt Milk and Groove in the Moo. They launch a localized event, scale it to a multi-city touring format, and then distribute the economic impact far beyond just the major capital cities.
These aren't just events. They are exportable cultural IPs that DMCs and tour operators can package into premium travel products. Ground operators can take these formats and add post-event extensions. Because of that domestic aviation network we mentioned, you can easily package a Melbourne conference with a 2-day Barassi Valley extension on a single connecting flight. That is how you maximize your event tourism ROI.
And hey, credit where it is absolutely due. This doesn't just happen by accident. Tourism Australia, the Melbourne Convention Bureau, and Business Events Australia actively treat event tourism as a national asset. They have invested heavily in positioning these events on the global stage, proving that when governments coordinate their cultural and tourism strategies, destinations completely transform.
So here is your takeaway. If Australia just moved up your bucket list, and it definitely should have, pick one event. Whether it's the tennis in January, the roaring race cars in March, or the lights in May, book the flight and experience it live. Life is way too short for second-hand experiences.
Spot on. And if you're a DMC, tour operator, convention and visitors bureau, or event planner, EventZR, pronounced EventZR Intelligence, maps 249 destinations, their event calendars, venue infrastructure, and tourism readiness scores. We help you identify exactly which events to package, which destinations to pitch, and which cultural IPs to import or export. So engage EventZR, pronounced EventZR Intelligence, at eventzr.com. We turn destination data into real commercial opportunity.
The data shows the events are ready, the infrastructure is waiting, and the crowds are already cheering. Will you be there to hear it? This has been Eventful Australia from the Eventful World 2026 series by EventZR, pronounced EventZR. Experience it live.